Oh, and what other games you cover? Nobody does that.
He's
Coach
genuinely
Yeagley
nice guy.
didn't take himself too serious,
Yeah.
and that's what I like most about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And great program. Don
Oh.
Farron had it early 80s,
Yep.
I guess, with the Zinnies. And there was a couple YSU guys from
And we,
big
we,
lineman. It was a big
Zinni.
lineman.
We have a Zinni now.
there was a big
I
lineman,
think that was his
too.
dad
But there was a big lineman, too, though.
from South Range.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Kolar.
Kolar, maybe?
Yeah, Kolar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's.
So they throw some kids in the program.
You know, I hesitate to even go down this road with you because we used to do a lot together.
Yeah.
What South Range runs into are the parochials.
But I think they could beat the parochials now.
Maybe.
Or give them a game.
What's changed,
It's not
Gary?
a question. If you remember, Urson and South Range played in a freezing cold game about 10 years ago at Fitch, I think it was. They had no shot.
Right.
Urson blew them away. I think you put those two teams on the field now, you got a football game.
Well, and you know what's leveled the playing field? Open enrollment.
Yeah.
I'm not saying South Range is getting open. They're open enrollment.
And it's a beautiful
Fitch
school.
is open enrollment.
Yeah.
Fitch is getting a lot of Youngstown kids.
Yeah.
And they can play.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've been told Jackson Milton's getting some Fitch kids that can't play at Fitch, and that's why they've become a little better. Although I don't think this year,
no.
Gary, it's crazy.
But it's football. We
It's-
love it.
I know.
It's Friday night. Yeah. The whole
Yeah,
weekend's
no,
good.
it's-
And then to see you and Melinda, your beautiful daughter, at the
Yep.
Buckeye game.
Yeah, that was a
Shocking.
lot of fun. So my daughter's a senior.
How was that for you?
it was
She's a
trem-
senior already. That's
unbelievable.
Wow, that go fast.
Gary,
I remember doing golf shots as a senior.
at Poland. Yep.
At Poland. That's
And now he's senior in college.
Unbelievable.
She said, "Dad, I wanted to slow down. I don't want to graduate. I love Ohio State." And she said, "I don't know what I'm going to do when I have to graduate." That's what you want for your children, to have that kind of experience. So when we had the off week, I went to Columbus for 2 days and saw Ohio State play UNLV. But that
And you tailgated with us.
tailgated, hung
bit.
out with you a little bit. But to spend time with her, that was the weekend for me.
You two together the whole weekend.
Yeah, we went down Friday. In fact, I came back late Saturday night.
Great experience.
Oh, Gary, I haven't been to Ohio State
Was
games
that
since
UNLV or
UNLV.
Okay.
But I have not been to an
Yeah.
Ohio State game since Tressel. Okay. I forgot how good it was when the band comes on the field. And then it was alumni band.
Yeah. They do the four.
You had first of all,
Ohio's.
it was 1,000 degrees,
Beautiful though.
and
I'll
you had
take that.
alumni band members in their 80s, and that heat, Gary,
Great.
That was their shining moment.
It is.
It's one of the great traditions in all of sports when the band comes on the field.
Because you're not really, really, really an Ohio State fan.
I'm a Tressel fan.
Okay, but your daughter's there, so. But it's a great experience, no matter who. If you're a visitor, and I sit down. I mean, where I'm at, I'm down close to the visiting
Yep.
team. I always ask, "What do you think?" People are blown away by the whole experience at Ohio State.
Gary, I got lucky. I had good seats, but there were 2 UNLV fans right beside me. And after the band played, they go, "We can go home now." This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So once the game started, they knew, and it was a blowout. But it's interesting to see someone see that for the first time. And these are 2 guys in their 50s that were like in awe. I mean, they had their cameras out. When that band comes out, and it's silent, everybody's cheering, and then they start playing, it's special.
Let me ask you before we go here. You're a Newcastle guy. Does Malik Hooker do anything for you? He's having a great start to the
yeah.
pro career already.
Malik Hooker,
3 interceptions. in 4
Malik
games.
Hooker is
Unbelievable.
first.
Great basketball player. We know that.
I don't know him, but I know people in Newcastle. As a person, he's a 10. Malik Hooker's not going to get in trouble. He's not going to be in problems. He'll have a great pro career. He helped us a little bit last year. I'm hoping to get him in for our United Way event in years to come.
Which you had him as a player
Right, we have him as a player.
for a hoop game.
Went for a basketball game, and he led Newcastle
Great.
to a state championship in basketball.
Sure.
Malik Hooker's a stud. So Malik Hooker is so much better than Peppers. Peppers needs to play a little further
can't
off
argue-
the ball.
I can't argue with you.
If Peppers plays any
I can't
deeper in
argue.
the secondary,
I can't argue with you,
Gary,
Bob.
he'll leave the stadium.
He's from Michigan. What
And
can
you know
you
what else
say?
bothers me?
What can you say?
Greg Williams is arrogant. The D coordinator.
I thought
How
they
do
were
you
gonna
play
have a good-
your-
I thought they were going to have a good defense. I really did.
Gary, I thought their offensive line would be better.
I did too. It's been a letdown tremendously, but that's
I know
it
you
is-
didn't want to go there, Gary.
it is what it is. Well, Bob, thank you for coming down. We try to get you, once it's our
Yep.
second year doing it, and it's good to have you come in and spew your pain.
Gary, I love you, and I love talking sports with you. You're very knowledgeable.
We don't always get along.
You're a little jaded on some of your perspective and views, but what makes it good is we don't always agree, and I think that makes for good conversation.
It surely does. It's been great knowing you all these years too, Bob. And
Oh, yeah.
you've been wonderful as a friend and as a guest commentator and everything else you've been involved with the stuff we've done, and we've kind of worked together a little bit.
Well, the House 2 family
little bit now.
is awesome. I mean, you guys are first class. And Gary, you're doing great. You look super. Keep
Trying.
it going. We're
Trying hard,
proud
man.
of you.
Yeah.
You have the right attitude, Gary.
Yeah, cool.
Keep
Thanks.
it going.
Okay, that's Bob Hannon, United Way, voice of the YSU Penguins forever, it seems like. We'll be back with more Yards After Contact from Kelly's Barn, Youngstown, Ohio. And welcome back to Kelly's Bar, Mahoney Avenue in Youngstown, Ohio. This is Yards After Contact. And with me now, the one, the only, the genuine guy with the face made for radio, self-proclaimed, Harry Carey look-alike, if you will, or sound alike.
Did somebody say Harry Carey? I got a Budweiser in my hand and we're over at Kelly's Bar in Youngstown. Where the hell is Youngstown? Holy cow!
Are you going to sing the seventh inning stretch?
No.
Ron Potesta, everybody, from 1390, the sports animal, one of our regulars here at Kelly's Bar. Ron, anything surprising you this weekend? YSU big win over South Dakota State. Is that a surprise at all for you?
No, actually, it wasn't. I think the biggest thing that surprised me was the fact that they held on to the ball for so long. That was
45 minutes or
45 minutes and 14 seconds. I mean, that was just a dominating performance, especially from that offensive line. Oh, man. They were blowing out holes you and I could have run in. Well, close.
Take that
Well, yeah,
back.
close.
Walk through, maybe?
We would have been able to get about 60 yards.
Eh?
Yeah. I could have walked through a couple of them. If you had Bayer on the secondary, I would have ran my 4.2 speed. 4.2 ounces, 4.2 ounces a second. Holy cow!
Oh, Ronnie. What'd you like best about the game? The crowd had to be something.
Crowd was awesome.
You've been hard on the crowd all year long.
I have been, and they showed up in droves. That was cool. And hopefully in a couple of weeks, if it doesn't rain, hopefully we'll get an even bigger crowd. North Dakota State comes to town. Maybe YSU's coming off a big win against the Coyotes. Hopefully they are. If they can take care of business, I anticipate a big crowd.
Did you expect the way the game came out at all?
I thought Youngstown
the
State
game?
would win. I didn't think they would win this impressively. I thought they would win. I thought they'd hold serve at home. But, man, the way they did this, that was really impressive.
Does it get any easier for them?
No,
this week?
gosh, no. No, this is a top-heavy schedule, Gary. I mean, you're talking about a number 6 ranked team in South Dakota. And if North Dakota State keeps doing their thing, they'll either be number 1 or number 2. So, when we come back to Stambaugh, if Youngstown State wins, you're going to have another top 5 matchup. The next home game might be a top 5 matchup if Youngstown State takes care of business.
Is that North Dakota State?
North Dakota State's number 2 right now, behind James Madison. So
they'll come in next after.
Yes, they come in next. So it'll be a fun journey.
Another big crowd.
Hopefully we will have another big crowd.
Why not? I mean, I was able to squeeze in a tailgate for a little bit. I went to the Urson game Saturday afternoon.
There you go.
Stayed for a half before I just had to leave again.
Yeah.
Twice I left Urson games at halftime this year.
Well, yeah, it is what it is.
2 times.
It is.
And I went down to the tailgate. It was a great atmosphere.
Oh, yeah.
I was in one of the lower lots, so one with the big cheeses up there. Where you hang out.
Well,
But we had a great time down there, and then I
Was the Budweiser flowing? That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
If the moon were made of cheese,
Yeah.
would you eat it?
Lucky-
I know I
yeah,
would.
Yeah. Lucky they don't check IDs or anything.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
that, but,
yeah.
It is
Why
what
would
it
you
is.
want to do that?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, this is Youngstown. Why would you want to check anyone's ID?
It was a good atmosphere.
Oh, yeah.
Pre-game. So I
Yeah.
imagine with that crowd and with
It was good.
excitement and everything,
It was,
just
and
kept
it was
building
a
throughout
great
the game.
and it was a great night for football.
Beautiful
it really
weather?
was. Yeah, it was gorgeous weather.
Yeah.
It was a great night for football and a good win for Youngstown State.
Good win. How good a win is it, Ron? I mean, can you
It's a win that
quantify it in any way?
it's a win that if Youngstown State wins on Saturday, I think it's a huge win. Now, if they don't win on Saturday, that win doesn't mean much.
Is there a favorite already? Do you know?
I think that Youngstown State's an underdog in
Because they're
Saturday's
away?
game. Yeah, they're away, and South Dakota's a good team. I mean, they beat Bowling Green earlier in the year. They ransacked North Dakota earlier in the year. They went to Macomb and beat Western Illinois. Macomb's not an easy place to play because it's in the middle of nowhere. It's a tough place to play, and they wound up winning. So South Dakota's a good team. Coyotes have a very good team this year.
The tailgate activity where you were, where everything was popping.
Oh man, everything was jumping. Yeah, people were gorging on food and drinking a little Budweiser. Yeah, so it was all good. All good.
Now, do you watch the game up in the box, or where do you?
No,
what is your function?
actually,
On
now
Saturday?
that we're doing league games, Youngstown State has me doing the tailgate show. Because I don't know about you, nothing goes with eating food and drinking adult beverages and seeing this ugly mug, because everyone's going to be barfing before they go into the stadium. I think it's a marketing ploy by the university. Everyone gets their food, gets their drink, sees me, yaks, goes into Stambaugh hungry, and they make a ton of money. I think it's marketing genius. So when the game starts, now that we're in conference play, I'm helping out the replay officials upstairs.
Okay.
So I got headphones on, and I'm the liaison between the official on the field and the replay guys upstairs.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. Bo has figured out that I'm the guy that gets to hear the call before anyone else does. So he's looking over at me, and this was pretty cool.
And
Last year,
you're down on the field?
I'm down on the field on the 20-yard line.
Okay, you're that guy.
Yeah, I'm on the 20-yard
You go on
line.
the field and hold your hand up and stuff?
No, I'm on the field. I got a yellow vest on. Hunters are taking shots at me as we speak, but that's okay. I mean, it's not like you can't miss this. I mean, if you can, you might as well turn your guns in. You're not much of a shot. Let me just say that.
So
But
Bo's trying to
Bo knows that I'm the one that's going to be the first one that knows. So he'll look at me. I'll go like this if the call's going our way. I'll go like this if it isn't going our way. And we got our little signals going.
So you enjoy your YSU experience?
Yeah,
every
I do.
Saturday.
And then the home games, I'm back up in the broadcast booth where Hannon and Samarone eat a bunch of food and leave it there, and leave me to clean stuff up. And like I'm their freaking maid or something. Yeah. I owe Hannon a beatdown from the last time.
He was just here. You
I
could've-
know.
you could've settled it.
He leaves me this half-eaten pizza, and I'm looking at him going, what the hell am I going to do with this, Bob? Clean your crap up. Yeah, I mean, you're not on TV anymore. You're not Reverend anymore. You're just a radio guy, just like me. Clean your stuff up, Hannon. Come on. Anyway, so he leaves all this stuff, and I'm just like, hey, this cookie was uneaten.
Looks good.
Looks pretty good. Gained a couple of pounds.
Your
It's no
diet-
big deal.
your diet's
There goes
out
my
there,
dad.
yeah.
What the hell? Whatever. So I do the fifth quarter show, and then I leave. Now, when the team is on the road, I'll go to the radio station and in the studios of KBN where it's clean. Unlike the broadcast booth where there's food all over the place. Now I'll do the fifth quarter show from there. So it's all good.
Let's switch gears. High school. This is what we're about here.
All right.
What did you do this week?
Last weekend, I was doing the Niles Hubbard game.
Okay.
And I'll give a lot of credit to Niles. They were down 31-7 at halftime, and Hubbard had over 300 yards of rushing. And I looked at Steve Leslie and I said, well, either these guys are going to sit or go into a curled up position at halftime, or they're going to actually show a little pride. They showed a lot of pride. They held Hubbard to under 60 yards of total offense in the second half and actually played pretty decent. Now, they lost 31-14, but they had the ball deep in Hubbard's end 3 separate times and, fumbled all 3 times. So, unfortunately, without those fumbles, it might have been a very exciting game. I think Niles will win 1 or 2 games before it's all said and done. They won't be winless. They're still a good program, and Hubbard's going to be okay. They're not a bad football team.
What do you think of Robbie Savin in person?
He had an ankle injury,
Oh, he
so
didn't play?
he played, but he wasn't 100%. He didn't start, but he did play. He's a hard runner. He's a very hard runner.
Yeah.
He hits the hole immediately, and he gets after it. He's a good player.
Niles quarterback, any good?
Not bad. I mean, this is a team that only has 6 seniors, Gary. I know a lot of people are sitting back saying, oh, man, Shaner, I mean, you got to get rid of him and all this other stuff. Well, he's only got 6 seniors on this team.
Is the quarterback a senior? that came
No,
in?
no.
Okay.
He's got.
He's a transfer kid, right?
Yeah, he's got some interesting pieces. I'd like to see what Niles does next year because I think that his team is going to be a lot more senior laden, a lot more upperclassmen on that team next year. They'll be a much improved team.
Hubbard, any LJ Scotts in the future?
No,
over there?
God, no,
Nothing?
no.
Any young
That
talent?
that offense is nowhere near where what we saw when back in the days of LJ or George Hill or
They got some of their players back though that were
yeah, and they're
suspended
not
or-
bad.
or
They're
hurt
they're,
or
they're not a
suspended.
bad team. I mean, it's just unfortunately they're not the Hubbard that we remember. I mean, they don't have that talent.
Sure.
But they're still going to be a decent team. They could win 6 games this year. I mean, they're 3-3 right now. Poland is the only team on their schedule that I can safely say they're not going to win. Do they have
Lakeview?
Canfield?
Did they play Lakeview?
They've already played Lakeview, I
Lakeview?
think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
They didn't play Canfield, and I don't
Oh,
think they play
I'm not
Canfield. So,
other teams you're excited about?
well, South
after
Range
6
just
weeks now.
South Range just continues to dominate everybody. I mean, they just tore apart Crestview, and they get Sharon this week. That's going to be a very
Let me
entertaining
ask you
game.
this: Sharon, South Ranger, Sharon, or Girard and Brookfield? Those are what I'm
I would go to South Range
sort
and
of
Sharon.
contemplating right now.
Gerard and Brookfield will be over by halftime.
Because Girard,
Yeah, Gerard will kill them.
Girard
Yeah.
can go 10-0 and lose in the first round.
Gerard
of the
could go
playoffs.
10-0 and not even get into the playoffs.
Not even get in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's scary. But they may not even get into the playoffs.
I think they
if
will,
they're,
though, right? They're
well,
about-
I mean, the teams that they beat, they better start beating some teams.
There's nobody on their schedule. though.
Yeah, I mean, it's
With their
if,
wins.
if they get in, it'll be a 7 or an 8 seed.
Brookfield's got 2 wins. Everybody's got hardly any wins.
I think the 2 games. I think that the 2 games that'll give them some points are LeBray and Liberty, because they played each other. LeBray beat Liberty last weekend, but I think
No, Liberty beat
Liberty beat
LeBray.
LeBray. I'm sorry, but I think LeBray is going to win some games. So
And Liberty's going to be champion this week. But they're
yeah,
all
and Liberty might
6.
run the table to Gerard. So
That's week 10.
and that's week 10. So that could be an entertaining
Could be
game.
a lot on the line for both
Oh yeah,
teams.
could be a lot on the line.
Gerard could be 9-0 and still maybe worried about getting in.
Yeah, and Liberty is a team that if they do win out until Gerard, they're on the outskirts of getting into the playoffs in Division 5. So you never know.
And your Western Reserve still hanging in there?
Western Reserve is doing quite well. I think they get another win. I think they're on a collision course with McDonald. Unless Springfield, and I think Western Reserve has Springfield this week, unless they put a monkey wrench into this, I think Western Reserve and McDonald, week 9 in McDonald's going to be for the whatever the hell that conference is called now.
McDonald's got 1 loss, rest?
McDonald has 1 loss, and that was that.
And they're struggling to make the top 8,
And
right?
here's
Or
the
no?
thing, Gare. Here's the thing. That 1 loss, they should have never happened. They had a double-digit lead in Columbiana against Columbiana, and the Clippers came back out of nowhere in the second half, took them to overtime, and wound up beating them.
And Columbia's hanging around the 8th
Columbiana's
spot.
hanging around as well in D6. I mean, you might have McDonald, Columbiana, and Western Reserve all get into the playoffs. Well, good luck with that because you got Mogador in there, you got Smithville in there,
What
you
region is
got
Springfield in?
Kirtland in there, and Springfield is Division 6.
If they beat what, Western Reserve, they
And
could,
they beat Western
they
Reserve.
start
They
piling
can
up
they
some
can start
secondary
Yeah,
points.
they can start piling up some points. So, but I mean, you got Mogador, you got Kirtland, you've got Smithville, you've got. I mean, those are 3 good teams. I mean, good luck to anyone going to try to beat those
perennial
teams.
playoff.
I mean,
type teams, yeah.
You know, Kirtland's a perennial state championship caliber team. So is Mogador.
Yeah, without question.
Oof, Mogador moved up from 7 to 6. I mean, you would think Mogador and Kirtland playing each other in the regional finals. I mean, no disrespect to McDonald or Western Reserve or Columbiana, but y'all ain't anywhere near that level yet.
Has Western Reserve gotten better this year?
I think they have.
Have they?
I think they have.
Since that,
I
week
think
2
they have,
debacle
yeah.
that they had?
Well, the week 2 debacle was the South Range. Look, South Range may very well get out of their region and become a serious contender for a state title
And they beat
this year.
Sharon, by the way. Athletic.
That's why I would go to that game if I were you. And I'm a little disappointed we don't have that game. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. That's going to be a great test for South Range because Sharon's fast and they're athletic. And, oh, by the way, the game's going to be on the turf in the new facility, and that's going to make Sharon that much faster. So Be a good game. It'll be a great test for Coach
South
Yeagley.
Range would have to overpower them.
I think that they would have to, play some blue collar, jam it down your throat type of football in order to beat Sharon, because they're not gonna
44
they're not gonna
down the
outquick
field,
them.
huh?
Yeah, they're not gonna outquick them. I don't think they can. But that'll be a great game. It'll be a good test for South Range.
Now, what game do you have? Are you covering this week?
I'm not covering any games, but here's the thing with our
Yeah, you explained on the
with the
radio
Indians.
today, but
with the Indians now in the postseason, we're doing all the Indians games, and high school football is going to become a casualty. Which, it is what it is. It's the Indians. It's the postseason.
and you got
We
one
got to
game.
get on board with it,
So you got
and
one game.
it's one game. So the KBN crew is going to be doing the Niles Canfield game, which I would have normally done, but I have an opportunity to go cover the Indians for the radio station. So the Struthers Camel game is no longer.
Oops.
They're out. So,
and that's the last one
yeah.
And the-
Well, it probably
for
will
now,
be.
anyway.
Yeah, it probably will be the last one. But
of a great backyard. That's the backyard of all backyard rivalries.
I think so. I
good-
think so.
a lot
Although,
of, lot of kind of hatred there.
sure. Yeah.
You know.
I think it's one of the 5 best rivalries in this area. I don't think there's any doubt about
But now
that.
it's not what it used to be.
No, gosh, no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when this area had people,
Yeah.
I mean, Struthers Campbell was an insanely large rivalry.
Let me ask you this: I saw Ursuline play. I left at halftime.
All right.
Are they done?
No, I don't think so.
No, they're still in it.
I don't think so. I think that this week.
They got to get better. They're like watching the Browns, though. They're not
Yeah,
getting any
they're
better.
going to have to. They've got 4 games left. They're going to have to beat Boardman. I mean, that's the game they need more than anything else is that Boardman game. They're going to need to
and
win that
Mooney,
game,
and
and they got to get Mooney. If they can get those 2.
And then beat St. Vincent, St. Mary, St. James.
Well, here's the thing: you got Steubenville, which you got no shot. I mean, I don't think you're beating Steubenville. But if you can beat Boardman in week 8 and beat Mooney in week 9, you're going to be close. You're going to be close enough where.
But I don't think it's going to happen, so it's a moot point.
Well,
even
we'll see.
Discussing it.
We'll see. I think the winner of Ursuline Mooney gets into the playoffs.
I think Mooney's got a good shot.
I think right now Mooney's number 8 in the computer
They got a
ratings.
good shot. And once
And
they're
if-
in, look out.
And if Mooney were to play Steubenville in the first round, that would be a
great game.
regional final type matchup in the first round. And I think Coach
1-8.
Reno and Steubenville would be pulling his friggin'
be
hair
at
out.
Steubenville, though.
Yeah, but it would be at Steubenville, but who cares? I mean,
I agree.
Mooney would bring their contingent, and it would be a great game. So
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think if Mooney gets in, they could be trouble.
I think Mooney could beat Steubenville. But again, that 1-8 matchup, if it stays Mooney and Steubenville, I mean let's be honest, that's a regional finals matchup in the first round. Okay, that's a great first round matchup.
Poland, which may be the best team in the area.
Yep,
I told you they were going to slam Struthers last
and they
week,
did.
And they did.
And they did.
They're just a good football team.
They're a
They
big
run.
Yes.
They got a big line, and they play defense, Ron.
Yes.
That's a winning combination.
The only thing that I'm concerned with Poland is when someone has just as big a line as they do, and they neutralize that running game, because sooner or later it's going to happen.
Week
All right.
12, week 13.
Now what happens?
Well, you
All right,
gotta rely on-
is your quarterback going to be good enough to throw the ball down the field to set up the run? And I don't know the answer to that. I like Canfield a lot better in the postseason than I do Poland.
I can't agree with you on that.
I do, because Canfield's defense is going to be good enough to take care of business,
Poland's
and they
no
got a
slouch.
balanced attack.
Poland's
No, I know, but
slouch on
Poland is
defense.
all run. They don't have the they don't
Their
have a
defense
pass.
is no slouch
No,
either,
I
though.
get it, but they don't have a passing attack. If you fall
But they
behind,
have a quarterback that doesn't pass.
they got a quarterback.
Sort of.
They got a quarterback that
He
doesn't
should be
pass.
putting up 200 yards a game. Am I wrong?
Well, I agree with that.
You got a kid like that,
But you've
and that
gotta-
only enhance your running game, maybe. Well, I don't know, because Poland runs well.
Well, it's not that he doesn't. It's not that they can't pass. They haven't passed.
Yeah,
So if you fall behind 14-0, and you're doing something that you haven't done all year,
I'm with
it'll be
you.
a little tough. That's why I like Canfield's chances better.
That's like
because
Holland in years past. They do whatever, but they're so one-dimensional. They lose
yeah.
in round 11.
So this is why I like Canfield's chances more, because Florenza can throw the ball,
But it-
and they can run, and they got a stout defense. I like their
But
chances a
they're
little
not
better.
really a passing team either. They
No,
they
but-
can complete passes.
But he can be a big enough of a threat because he's completing passes that they can take care of business. Now, of the three, I think South Range has the best shot at winning the state title because South Range can throw the ball, South Range can run the ball. South Range has an enormous offensive line for a D5 school, and their defense is just ridiculous.
So you like South Range? You like Canfield? You like
Yeah.
Poland?
In order
like Mooney?
the three teams, if I were to pick three teams that would have the best shot, South Range, Canfield, then Poland. Mooney,
I'm throwing Mooney in there.
I would throw
I
Mooney.
called them early. They disappointed me in the middle of the season, sorta.
I would throw Mooney in there, but they got to play Steubenville sooner or later. And I'm not so sure they get past Poland.
Well, it depends where they're ranked, how it works out.
Let me ask
They
you
could
this.
be a 3rd and 3 and 6 matchup.
Let me
It
ask.
could be a 3 and 6
Let me ask you this: what happens if Mooney gets in at number 7 and Poland's number 2? First round, right there, all
or
local
3 and
matchup.
6, like I said, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
you play that game at Poland, I will guarantee you that place will be crammed with people.
That would be a great.
And maybe, just maybe,
They should-
hear me out, people of Poland, hear me out, people of Mooney. If you run into each other in the postseason, maybe, just maybe, you'll get off your ass and you'll sign a home-and-home contract, and you'll have 2 years where you play 1 year in Poland, 1 year in Youngstown, and you see the fans all piling into the stadium to watch these two programs slug it out. It should be yearly. It should be freaking yearly. These two teams should be playing.
But Poland loses and they cry recruiting.
Blah. Get over
You
it.
know, I'm just saying. In the past.
Get over it.
So there's 4 playoff teams.
Oh
Solid,
no,
solid ones.
Yeah,
solid?
I'm not going to put
Counting
Mooney
Mooney?
as a solid.
You're not counting Mooney. I am.
No, they're not solid yet. Because
I think they're just going to keep winning now.
I don't know. I don't know if they
I
will
think
or
they're going
not.
to put some wins together.
I don't trust them yet.
I could be wrong.
I don't trust them
I
yet.
thought they
mean,
were going to be early and
I
they lost us
hope you're
3 in
right.
a row.
I hope you're right. I hope they win to week 9, and
They
we'll go
played-
from there.
They got a Fitch matchup. I saw Fitch play Maslin. What a good football game that was.
Fitch could have beaten Maslin.
Fitch was right in. They were
Yeah, they were.
7-7, 14-14, 21-21, 28-28.
Yeah.
Fitch didn't hold. Maslin went up 35-28. Fitch didn't hold serve.
Yeah.
Maslin kicked the field goal. They beat him. But Fitch was surprisingly. Zelensky's unbelievable as a quarterback.
Fitch-
Again, you talk about teams that don't throw or can't throw
Yeah.
or throw when they need to throw. That's Fitch.
Fitch has a
But
Fitch
they
has a
got
decent
Lumsden.
team.
He's one of the best in the area. One of them.
Yeah.
He played a great two-way ball game for Fitch. Randy
Yeah.
Smith gives him a nice little running attack.
And they got a
with
good coach.
Lumsden as well.
They got a really good coach.
Annarella.
I love Annarella.
They play
He's
decent
he's a
defense.
no nonsense
He's an
guy.
old school guy.
Oh, I love the old school. Love the old school get in their face kind of thing. I like that.
Real quickly, give us a Latonia, Lisbon, those kind of.
My Bears are still winless, and
Who was the last?
they played Lisbon.
Conqueror?
Yeah, they played Lisbon in the Spaghetti Bowl. They got pasta
That's
all
right.
over their face.
There you go.
They got their meatballs kicked out of them. So there you go. You know, it's what it is. You know, I mean, they got. I don't even know who they got this week.
So
I think-
Springfield should win. They're back in the picture though, sort of, kind of.
Well, Springfield's got Western Reserve. I don't know if they're going to win that yet.
Well,
I mean, if they pull off an upset,
where's that at?
it's in Springfield. If they pull off the upset,
There's
they're
another-
back into it.
There's another good
Yeah.
game. You go to.
So, I mean, we'll see what happens.
But that's a winnable game. Would you think?
Oh, it's
Not that it's
it is.
not like Western Reserve
You're going to
going
have
there.
to play turnover-free football.
Okay, but it's if they play
It's
well.
a winnable game.
It's a winnable.
It's-
It should have a nice crowd, a big game.
Oh,
for them.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah?
Western Reserve draws well, and they travel well, and the Springfield people they're going to still be behind their team.
Well, finally, we're on the eve of the baseball playoffs. Tribe is alive and well.
They're alive and well. We find out tonight who they play. I'm hoping it's the Yankees, and we'll go from there.
Why the Yankees?
Because I think they match up better. The Yankees have guys that strike out a lot, and we got guys that strike out a lot of batters. So I like our chances. I love what Francona did, putting Nuke Lelouch, a.k.a. Trevor Bauer, in
Why?
Game 1.
Why?
Well, here's 2 reasons. Number 1, Bauer's not going to be pitching out of the rotation the rest of the series, so they can use him out of the bullpen after Game 3. Reason number 2, if you go to 5 games, Kluber goes on 4 days rest after his game on Game 2. So
So you
I
wanna
like his decision.
keep him in his regular rotation.
Yeah, you're gonna keep him on Friday.
Here's what I don't like. As you call Nick LaLoosh, he could implode on us in game 1 and we're behind the 8 ball.
That's
already.
true. That's true.
It's very possible.
Well, I mean,
Not that it's going to happen, but it's possible.
It could.
Especially according to you.
It could because you
don't call
never
him
know.
Nick LaLoosh, whatever, for nothing.
You never know when Nuke LaLoosh is going to show up.
Give us the genesis.
Trevor Bauer reminds me an awful lot of the character played by Tim Robbins in Bull Durham, Nuke LaLoosh. And it was Kevin Costner's job to keep him in line, and I mean, he was an out there kind of guy. Trevor Bauer's an out there kind of a guy. Trevor Bauer is an insanely talented pitcher. Nuke LaLoosh,
Makes nice
an
baseballs.
insanely talented pitcher.
His baseball characters aren't too bad.
Trevor Bauer, a very good fastball artist. Nuke LaLoosh threw a good fastball. Trevor Bauer didn't have other pitches. Nuke LaLoosh didn't have other pitches. Yeah, it's just the mindset. He's perfect.
But Bauer's improved immensely.
Oh yeah,
especially
ever since I called him out and started calling him Nuke
about
LaLoosh, that's when he started turning it
He's had a
around.
great second half.
So I'm going to continue calling him Nuke LaLoosh, and I'm going to even tell you this: when I see him Wednesday, I'm going to say, dude, I've been calling you Nuke LaLoosh the second half of the year, just so you know. He'll probably either
He may look
slug
at you
me,
like, yeah.
he'll either slug me,
Who's this guy?
or he'll say, man, that's actually pretty good. I kind of do sort of remind me of him. So
Okay, Harry, it's time for you to go load up, reload.
Reload?
And go from there.
We're gonna have some more Budweisers. I'm a Cubs fan of the Budman. Holy cow!
me out
No.
to That's Ron Potesta. You can catch him on the radio every day from 12 to 3 on 1390 The Sports Animal. I'm his guest on Friday. Are we still going 2 to 3 Friday?
I guess so. I mean, I'm gonna have to hightail it out of there to go to the ballpark.
Okay.
Or am I gonna be there by like 4:30? Oh yeah. Why weren't you here earlier? I had to do a damn show, and some guy wanted to talk Buckeyes in the 2 o'clock
We
hour.
did some high school damage on that show.
Yeah.
We had a little
I
fun.
could just see that. Yeah.
Well, that's Ron. Thanks, Ron, for coming.
Appreciate it, sir.
making
Thank
your
you.
Weekly appearance here. We'll have more Yards After Contact after this from Kelly's Bar in Youngstown, Ohio.
This is the late Walter Cronkite, reminding you to tune in every Monday through Friday from noon to 3 on the Sports Animal 1390 for Ron Potesta and Sports Wrap. He's a moron and